Hey, what's up? I'm Darkbblue, trying to have everyone enjoy games in depth. In Chronicon, theory crafting your own build would be super fun. I hope everyone can enjoy this gameplay instead of always following someone else's guide. Therefore, this video will give you suggestions on how to theory craft a build. When approaching the build crafting game, I usually divide the game into what resources and mechanics I can exploit, and what goals I need to meet. As for all the resources and mechanics you can exploit in Chronicon, you can refer to my last video where there is a more thorough explanation. Here I want to mention only one thing. In this game, each character has 8 class legendary sets. I strongly recommend choosing one of them as your starting point when crafting the build. Now let's talk about the goals a build should meet in detail, divided into 3 parts: basic bonus, infinite stacking, and basic stat progression. Basic bonus is some bonus that has a max effect limit. For example, if you can stack a certain buff which gives you some damage bonus, but this buff has a max stack limit, it counts as a basic bonus. Commonly, such bonus comes from 2 pieces bonus and non-stat gears. Infinite stacking is mechanics that allow you to deal more damage the more time you spend in a single combat. For example, a stat bonus may say that each hit landed on the enemy will make it receive more damage in the future, and this effect stacks infinitely. Due to such infinite stacking effects, the common combat style in high-level endless mode is, spend some time stacking the effect while dealing very limited damage. Then all of a sudden, the enemy dies. Infinite stacking mostly comes from 3-piece stat bonus, but some non-stat gears may also provide such effects. Lastly, what's the basic stat progression? Now you need to go to the mastery tree and check out the 3 left mode nodes in the 3 middle lines. These nodes give you mana, health, damage, and thorn bonus, and you can put points into them infinitely. Actually, this is how you get stronger the longer you have played this game. There are 4 basic stats, but usually we only use either mana or health. This is because with proper gears, they can boost both of your damage and survivability. On the other hand, damage and thorn only contribute to damage but no survivability. So how exactly can mana and health contribute to your damage and survivability? Let's first talk about mana. The 2 gears are Cosmic Cape and Vestige of Lost Souls. The former converts max mana into damage, and the latter converts mana into shield. For further bonus, you can also use gems or Ring of Pure Energies to increase your max mana. Compared to mana, health can be a bit more complicated. First of all, you need to reach very high max HP. To do this, you need Elementium Armor and Heartstone. With both of them, and by stacking resistance from gems and random attributes, you can get very high max HP. This gives you a solid foundation for any health-related effects. Then, how to maintain survivability with the health energy? You need at least 1 attribute that goes chance to get health and mana pickups on kill. This attribute can be rolled on Amulet and Ring's epic slot. Then you need Relence's Resurrection Relic so that this on-kill effect can be triggered without actually killing enemies. Afterward, use a low-rank relic that makes health and mana pickups drop in pairs, and lastly you can stack pickup strength stat to make the pickups recover more health. This entire set of synergy can ensure the basic survivability when using the health solution. As for damage, there are many different choices, and the most universal one is to use a helm called Lucilus Vision, which converts overhealing into damage bonus, and you need to make sure you have at least 1 life leech attribute on you. Another common choice is to use the Thorn set, the 2-piece effect of which converts max health into Thorn. This can be used for when you are trying to craft a Thorn build. Besides the two relatively general choices, certain builds may employ some unique effects to convert health into damage. For example, Plague Mage can convert HPS, which is based on max health, into damage. Noticeably, the health synergy requires very high hit frequency to trigger Relics' resurrection more frequently. Such high hit frequency won't be simply satisfied by just stacking attack speed and cooldown recovery. Instead, you need to use certain skills that hit multiple times per cast, which limits the use of this synergy. If you still want to use it when the skill itself cannot meet this demand, a workaround is to roll a certain epic attribute, Hellfire, on your weapon. Generally, if we compare the mana synergy to the health synergy, the mana one might be an easier start for new Theorycrafters. Plus, it's compatible with more skills that hit less frequently. However, it cannot absorb very high damage, so there's a refresh cooldown of your shield, making it more suitable for a hit and run style. In contrary, the health synergy suits better if you decide to simply stand there and tank everything, but it only works with certain high hit frequency skills. In summary, once you know the big picture of basic bonus, infinite stacking, and basic stat progression, you have grasped the core concept of theory crafting in Chronicon. The only thing left is to look for possible synergies among gears, and the remaining time of this video will show you some commonly used choices. So let's start with some synergies between the core effects of legendary and true legendary gears. Number 1. One for all. Converting your resistance into elemental damage bonus. This is commonly used along with the health energy as it stacks very high resistance. Number 2. All for one. Aggregating all elemental damage bonus into the first elemental type. This needs to be paired with a relic called Elementalist Boon, which converts damage against elemental stat into all elemental damage bonus. Then you need to grab as many damage against elemental attribute as possible in your random slots. Since this synergy requires a specific relic, it cannot be used with the health synergy, which already requires Relics' resurrection relic, so it's commonly used with the mana synergy. Number 3. Summoner builds. A true legendary set called Master's Command is dedicated to summon builds. Besides, a legendary gear called Advancing Army can convert movement speed into companion damage. With this gear, you can stack movement speed with gems and random attributes, and thanks to Advancing Army, summon builds in this game are usually very good for mob clearing as they move very fast. Number 4. Survivability solution. For helm, you can choose from Lifeguard and Relics Crown. The former gives stronger survivability and the latter gives stronger damage. Then you can use Battle Boots for additional damage reduction after using mobility skills. If you don't have access to such skills in your skill tree, you can use Soul Warp Scroll instead. With this core effects down, you can further grab the following random attributes: indirect damage resistance, harmful ground effects resistance, direct damage resistance, and dodge rate. Then remember to grab as many all resistance as possible to cap your elemental resistance. Number 5. King's Rock. Huge bonus to gem strength, a very common choice. What's better, it's a legendary gear, so it won't use your true legendary rune limit. Number 6. Storm Chasers. If you are using a skill that inherently counts as Twister, Whirlwinds, or something like that, this build is a very good choice. If you don't use such skills but still want this gear, you can roll a Twister attribute on your weapon. However, this will use the slot originally saved for Hellfire, so you need to be very cautious when trying to pair Storm Chasers with this health energy. Next, let's talk about common choices of gems. Gems have different effects when applied to different gear types. When applied to accessory, rings, and amulet, I usually have 2 or 3 magic find gems, and the rest will be elemental damage gems. When applied to weapon and offhand, I recommend using a few overpower and crit chance gems until they are capped. After that, you can stack either cooldown recovery or attack speed based on what you need. As for armors, the choices are more diverse. For example, when using the mana synergy, you can stack more mana. When using the health synergy, you can stack resistance and pick up strength. For summon builds, movement speed is a good choice. And furthermore, all builds can stack a bait dot rate here for extra survivability. Next, here are some good choices for random attributes. Gem strength is a very powerful attribute, which can increase the stat of every gem inserted into your gear. It's so strong that you want to grab it as much as possible. As for the epic attribute on weapons, besides Hellfire and Twister that we've talked about, another good choice is bonus basic attack speed on crit. This basic attack speed is multiplicative to the other attack speed stat you have, so it's really rewarding. For summon builds, you can get one bleeding on hate attribute. Then you compare this effect with an anomalous rune called Blood Scent, making companions deal more damage to bleeding targets. At last, Magic Find is not that useful when you have a full build. This might affect your build strength, so it's recommended to stack it with gems instead. Next, we have some useful relics to talk about. Megan Spark is almost mandatory in every build. It gives you huge bonus per unused skill point. Battle Haste. It lowers your attack speed, which synergizes with brutal attack. You might wonder, how could we compensate for this attack speed penalty? So there are two solutions. First, for summon builds, the Master's Command set gives your companion bonus attack speed, which doesn't count as your own attack speed bonus. On the other hand, the basic attack speed on crit effect on weapons doesn't count as attack speed bonus either. With one of these two effects, you can get higher attack speed without affecting the effect of brutal attack. Lastly, let's see an example of Theorycraft in the build. This is my Berserker Skysouls Dragonstorm Walk to Clear Mobs build. So I start with the Skysouls set. It's simply because this is my first set during campaign. Then the Dragonstorm skill doesn't hit very frequently to meet the demand of the health energy, so I'm using the mana synergy. Based on this, I further add the All for One set. For the helm slot, I'm basically using Lifeguard for stronger survivability. The helm rune isn't that useful actually, but it gives me more movement speed so that layer clearing would be more satisfying. My offhand is Ancient Claw of the Firstborn, so that I could max out the number of present storms. For boots, I'm using Battle Boots for additional damage reduction, and since Dragonstorm is a sentry skill, I put the anomalous rune for sentry skills on the boots. For the ring rune, I'm using the handy King's Rock as usual. You can notice that I'm using a 3-piece set instead of the full 4-piece set. This is because the full set bonus is 40% damage reduction, but Lifeguard is stronger than that. So by giving up the full set bonus, I'm actually getting even better survivability. Or you can also choose to chase stronger damage instead. Using 3-piece rather than 4-piece is also a common choice you need to know. So that's it, the entire picture of theory crafting in Chronicon. I hope this can help you get more fun from this game. If you want to play games into depth together with me, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, see you around.